Now let's discuss about the structure of operon. So what is operon? The cluster of genes with related functions are called as operon, and they usually transcribe single mRNA molecule. So actually this operon is a cluster of genes which are going to work together. So as working or functioning of one gene is completely depend on the second, and second is completely depend on the third, and likewise. So we have supposed to study here this lac operon, because as we have studied how transcription and translation occur and how proteins are produced. So when the proteins are required, then only this protein is going to produce. Now who will take care of this switch on and switch off? Who is going to investigate this? That is actually the gene regulation. When that proteins are required, such particular gene will be switch on and we are going to get protein out of it. Now that particular technique is done, that is switch on and switch off, that is actually done by this operon. Now this operon is a cluster of gene which always going to have always a very important sequence of nucleotide which is called as operator. Yes, here O stands for operator. Now functioning of various kinds of gene is depend upon this operator. Yes, so cluster of gene which are getting operated by single operator, that is called as operon. So now in case of E. coli, here some 260 genes are grouped in 75 different operons. Each operon is a unit of gene expression and regulation, which includes the structural gene and their control element, that is promoter and operator. We can see this is the structural gene, and here this promoter and operator, they are the control region or the control elements. The structural gene that codes for proteins, rRNA and tRNA, that is required by the cell. Yes, and the promoters are the signal sequence in DNA that starts RNA synthesis. So this is the promoter. This is what the signal sequence from where the RNA synthesis will start. These are the sites where the RNA polymerase are bound during the transcription. So at this site only RNA polymerase is going to bound during the transcription. So the operators are present where in between the promoter and structural gene. We can see this is the promoter, this is the structural gene, and this operator is present in between. The repressor protein bind to the operator region of the operon. When this repressor protein is going to produce in this operon system, this repressor protein will always bind where? At the operator region. Now regulatory genes are responsible for the formation of repressor which interact with operator. Francis Jacob and J. Monod, they proposed the classical model of lac operon which can explain properly gene expression and regulation in E. coli. Now what do you mean by lac operon? Here lac stands for lactose. So lactose or lac operon of E. coli cell is inducible operon. So the operon is switched on when a chemical inducer, that is lactose, present in the medium. So if lactose is present in the medium, the operon is always switched on, and in case of absence of lactose, it will be always switched off. The metabolism of lactose in cell that require 3 enzymes: permease, beta-galactosidase and transacetylase, where permease enzyme is needed for the entry of lactose into the cell. Beta-galactosidase, it brings about the hydrolysis of lactose into glucose and galactose, while transacetylase transfers an acetyl group from acetyl coenzyme A to galactosidase. So these two scientists, they explained that gene regulation is by operon model. The lac operon has promoter site P, regulatory site I and operator site O. Beside this, it has 3 structural genes, namely Z, Y and A. The Z gene code for beta galactosidase, Y gene code for permease and A gene codes for transacetylase. In lac operon, a polycistronic structural gene is regulated by common promoter and regulatory gene. So what is polycistronic here? Where one promoter regulates many gene. Like here one promoter, it regulates Z, Y and A gene. So it is what called as polycistronic. Here we can see 2 conditions. In the first condition, when cell is using its normal energy source glucose, this is the first condition, and in the second condition, that is in absence of glucose. Yes, in absence of glucose, if lactose is present, or we can say inducer is present, or in the first case inducer absent or lactose absent, but here normal energy source glucose is present. So in the first case, when its normal energy source glucose is there in the cell, then this I gene transcriber repressor mRNA, this is the I gene transcription takes place, and then this is what repressor mRNA synthesis takes place, and after that translation of which and a repressor protein is produced. Yes, this is what the repressor protein. Then what will happen here? This repressor protein will go and bind with the operator sequence. This will go and bind with this operator sequence. And then now since the operator sequence is getting bind with the repressor protein, now what will happen? Here, now this DNA dependent RNA polymerase cannot read the operator sequence, and much of it, since it cannot read the operator sequence, it cannot operate Y, Z and A gene. So as there is no transcription, for Y, Z and A gene, and there won't be any formation of beta galactosidase, permease and transacetylase in a very huge concentration. So as because of this, when glucose is present, and these 3 enzymes beta galactosidase, permease and transacetylase are not required that time, so that they will not be produced, and this is what called as switch off model. So here the first model is what? Switch off model, where these enzymes are not going to produce as they are not required. And the second case is what? Switch on model. Let's see what happened here in the switch on model. Here lactose is there. Since it is not like that, if lactose is not there, so there is not going to any single molecule present. So even if lactose is not present, then also some few molecules of each enzyme like beta galactosidase, permease and transacetylase, few molecules of each enzyme will be produced in the cell. Yes, then what is happening here? Now in the second case, lactose is present. Yes, so as what will happen here, with the help of this 3-4 molecules of permease which are present in that E. coli, so that the lactose, the few molecules of lactose will be taken in. Yes, as the second case is in absence of glucose, and here lactose is available as the energy source for that bacteria E. coli. And then the following events occur. Let's see what happened here. Lactose enters in the cell as a result of the activity of permease enzyme. It acts as inducer and interact with the repressor to inactive. Then what happened in case of lactose is present? Then here transcription takes place, and then here repressor mRNA synthesis, and then translation, and then this repressor protein will form. And then what will happen here? As lactose is present, then now this lactose molecule will act as inducer. Yes, and this inducer is going to bind with repressor. This inducer will bind with repressor and is going, and then what will happen here? This repressor protein will be structurally different. You can see it will be structurally different. Now since the repressor protein is going to become structurally different, it cannot get bind with the operator sequence. that operator sequence is going to remain open. As the repressor is inactivated, the RNA polymerase can bind itself to the operator site and transcribe the operon to produce lac mRNA, which enables the formation of all three required enzymes needed for the lactose metabolism. And this regulation of lac operon by the repressor is an example of negative control of transcription initiation. So as what is happening here in the second case here, because of that, the DNA dependent RNA polymerase can read this Y, Z and A gene, because the operator sequence is open now, and then there will be production of beta galactosidase in huge number, the same time permease in huge number, and transacetylase also in huge number. So because of that, here the transcription will occur. So as the formation of polycistronic gene, the polycistronic mRNA Y, Z and A, and that Y gene will be producing beta galactosidase, Z will be producing permease, and A will be producing transacetylase enzyme in huge number. So literally thousands of molecules of these enzymes will be produced. So earlier in the E. coli, there is hardly present of few molecules, and now we can have thousands and more of the molecules of each. So as this is what is called as the switch on model, the second one. So it's because of this switch on and switch off model, lac operon can have more conservation of energy, and that is about the lac operon. So this is very ideal way of conservation of energy regulation. So in this way we have completed about the lac operon, which is a very beautiful example of gene regulation. To understand the lac operon in better way, let's watch this video. This is lac operon model, which is seen in eukaryotes and in prokaryotes. So lac I is the regulatory gene, lac P, that is promoter, O is operator, lac Z, Y and A are the structural gene. Here Z gene codes for beta galactosidase, Y codes for lactose permease, and A gene codes for transacetylase. There is one promoter which regulates Z, Y and A gene. So that is called as polycistronic. This is the operator. A promoter, operator and Z, Y and A gene together is called as operon. This is the regulatory gene. In case of glucose is the respiratory substrate. Here RNA synthesis takes place, and then with that repressor protein is produced. And this is the active repressor protein in presence of glucose, and then it will bind with the operator sequence, so that this DNA dependent RNA polymerase will not be able to read the sequence, so that there is no synthesis of beta galactosidase or permease or transacetylase, as no mRNA synthesis takes place. In case of lactose is the medium, then mRNA synthesis takes place, and the repressor protein that is active. Here allolactose is present, and when it reacts with the repressor protein, it will be structurally different, so that it cannot bind with the operator sequence. Then in that case, this DNA dependent RNA polymerase can easily bind with the promoter region and can be able to read this Z, Y and A. So as the formation of polycistronic mRNA, where Z gene will be producing beta galactosidase, Y gene will be producing lactose permease, and A gene will be producing galactoside transacetylase. So this is what about our lac operon.